On the news, a bomb explosion claims 2 lives, injures 4 people in Konduga local government area of Borno State. Nigerian government records major breakthrough, captures 2 leaders of Ansaru terror group following months of operation. And 62 kidnapped persons escape after airstrike on bandits' camp. Thank you for joining News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Simsola Atikun. We begin in Borno State, where at least 2 people have been confirmed dead and 4 others injured following a bomb explosion in Kondunga local government area on Sunday evening. According to community sources, the victims, 6 young boys, mistook the explosive device for metal scrap and picked it up. The bomb reportedly detonated while they were transporting it to Ajari village within the local government area. 2 of the boys died instantly, while the remaining 4 were rushed to the general hospital in Konduga, where they are currently receiving treatment. In a separate development, the Borno State Police Command announced the recovery of an unexploded ordnance identified as a 2.2-meter-long cluster bomb unit in Dikwa local government area, following a report by a local farmer who found the suspicious object on his farmland. The command's spokesperson, ASP Nahom Daso, confirmed that no casualties were recorded in the incident. In Katsina State, the government has confirmed that 62 kidnapped victims escaped after an airstrike targeted the camp of notorious bandit leader Muhammadu Fulani in Damosa local government area along the border with Zamfara State. The Katsina State's Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Nasir Mwazu, who announced the development on Monday, explained that the airstrike carried out on Saturday at 5:10 p.m. forced the bandits to flee, allowing the captives to break free. Most of the victims were abducted from Sayaya village during a night raid on Monday, August 11, 2025. 12 of the victims are currently receiving medical treatment at Matazu General Hospital, while 16 others are at the Nigerian Army Forward Operational Base in Kaiga, Malamai. Families of the rescued victims have been assured that they will be reunited with their loved ones after medical examinations are complete. The commissioner added that the state government has deployed the Nigerian Air Force Quick Response Wing to restore peace in Bakuri and Matazu local government areas, where troops are actively monitoring the situation and conducting further rescue operations. Staying with security, Nigeria's joint forces have achieved a major counter-terrorism breakthrough with the capture of 2 senior leaders of the Al-Qaeda-linked Ansaru group, marking a critical setback for the group since its emergence in 2012. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu told reporters in Abuja that the suspect, identified as Mahmoud Muhammad Usman, also known as Abu Bara, and Mahmoud Al-Nigeria, also called Malam Mahmouda, followed months-long intelligence-driven operations conducted between May and July 2025. TV360's Okpeyemi Owosheni completes the report.
Both suspects, Abu Bara and Mahmouda, who have been on Nigeria's most wanted list for years, have been linked to multiple terrorist attacks, including the 2022 Kuje prison break and the attack on uranium facility in Nigeria's next-door neighbor, Niger Republic, as well as high-profile abductions in the nation's northwest and north-central regions. According to the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, the operation was carried out in collaboration with the armed forces, intelligence agencies and other security stakeholders, effectively dismantling the terrorist group's central command.
This feat undoubtedly exemplifies Nigeria's advancing counter-terrorism capabilities. The precision operation followed months of deep surveillance, human intelligence, and technical tracking.
While commending President Bola Tinubu for providing strategic guidance which facilitated the capture, the NSA reassures Nigerians that the government will sustain the momentum, emphasizing that the fight against terrorism was far from over.
Nigeria will continue to pursue extremists with precision, resolve, and unwavering determination. The fight is far from over, yes, but the fall of Ansaru leadership represents a decisive step forward. At this juncture, let me appreciate His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his leadership, for the strategic guidance and support to all, in all ramifications, which give us the impetus to continue to record successes. I must also appreciate the doggedness of the armed forces.
In his remarks, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, commends the military and other security agencies for their coordinated efforts. He further urges the media to refrain from offering terrorists any platform to disseminate propaganda or advance their destructive agenda.
I think what we have just witnessed is not often that you get it. The federal government, under the able leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has consistently maintained that Nigeria will indeed be free for all Nigerians. Extolling or showcasing or promoting the activities of these criminal elements does not in any way help our dear country. We all know that these are the enemies of Nigeria and they must be treated as such. Those who are fighting terrorism in this country are doing so, sometimes even paying the supreme price for it. They are your friends, they are your brothers, they are your daughters, they are your sons. I don't see how anybody will glorify anyone who is interested in killing any of the people that I have mentioned. It is incumbent on all of us to ensure that we work collaboratively together so that Nigeria can be free again.
Beyond the arrest, the NSA revealed that troops secured critical materials and digital evidence now under forensic review. He expressed confidence that the discoveries will play a decisive role in bringing the militants to justice and in crippling what remains of Ansaru's network and his external allies. Okpeyemi Owosheni, TV360 News, Lagos.
Well, the arrest of the leaders of the Ansaru terror group just few days after the capture of Abubakar Abba, that's the kingpin of the Mahmuda group, is no doubt a major feat for Nigeria's security forces in the nation's long fight against terrorism. Let's now get reactions from a preventive terrorism consultant. Mr. Temitope Olodo joins us from the United Kingdom. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Olodo. Let me start by asking you, how significant is the capture of the Ansaru terror group leaders and, of course, Mahmuda's kingpin, that's Abubakar Abba, in the broader fight against terrorism in Nigeria, and also about the current capabilities and coordination of Nigerian security forces?
I think for the first time, one could say, and one could say clearly that the Nigerian security infrastructure is maturing to a point where we can see what they've achieved is worth celebrating. So I appreciate the National Security Advisor and the fact that everyone was in the room when that announcement was made. That is to demonstrate that it was a joint effort. So no particular agency is claiming the success. So nobody's fighting each other for the successes. And this is really good news. I'm happy. I can say, as a security consultant that have been in this industry for quite some time, I'm quite happy and proud that they've been able to do this. But there's a lot of work ahead that need to be done. They've not been able to achieve this because the major aspect of the work, which is the intelligence arm of tackling terrorism, was not really effective. But what we've noticed is that now is that it's more of intelligence work linked with the operational, the guys on the ground that are doing the operational work, and as a result, we could see success, which even the American embassy or the American friends all over the world are applauding. This is the kind of news we want to be hearing, and we must not take it away from them. And I think they need to be celebrated for this major achievement. There's no
Very
doubt
quickly now,
it's a
Mr.
major
Olodo,
blow.
as an expert in this field, what indicators should we watch out, for to measure whether these arrests genuinely weaken the terror threat and only just shift its focus?
I think it's important for our viewers to know, because we don't want to raise people's hope unnecessarily. The fact that you took out the head of the organizations or able to capture them does not stop their operations. Even with Al-Qaeda, the killing of Osama bin Laden, activities were still going on. So that has not stopped anything. What it means is that with this, it will disrupt the activities maybe for a few days, few months, and the fact that actionable intelligence were being taken away from there. I was a bit surprised that they're coming out very quickly to say that they've captured them. I would have loved them to, although they didn't tell us the exact date, so I'm assuming that they must have been captured for almost 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks before coming out, because what you really don't want is that the intelligence gathered, will be lost. So if you come out now and tell me that, oh, I've captured, if you come out and say we've captured a kingpin armed robber in Lagos, all his people around will start changing their movement and changing what they do, which is also a human nature. So you know that even the terrorists, the people that these people lead, they will start changing the way they operate, because they know some of their intelligence or some of their activities is now known to government.
True.
So of course, I'm hoping that when the NSA came out and said we have actionable intelligence, those intelligence, they've had them for not just days but weeks, and they already have people on ground to ensure that the intelligence are not lost, i.e. the actionable intelligence people are on ground to wrap up and follow up on those things. Some of them will take years to dissect and use, but there are some information that have come out from that news press briefing that we could take away as analysts, to inform Nigerians about how things are going to move forward.
Well, we do hope these captures translate into long-term gains for Nigeria's terrorism war. Mr. Temitope Olodo, preventive terrorism consultant, we really appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much for talking to us. Another major development, the young son of Boko Haram's founder, Muslim Mohammed Yusuf, also known as Abdurrahman Muhammad Abdullahi, has been arrested in Chad, where he was allegedly leading a jihadist cell linked to the Islamic State West Africa province. According to intelligence sources and former insurgents, the 18-year-old Yusuf was arrested alongside 5 other suspected members of the movement in an operation confirmed by Chadian police. The police spokesperson, Paul Manga, confirmed the arrest, describing the suspects as bandits who operate in the city, undocumented, and members of Boko Haram. Yusuf is also the younger brother of ISWAP's current leader, Habib Yusuf, known as Abu Musab al-Barnawi. In other stories, rescuers are searching for more than 40 people who went missing after a boat capsized in Sokoto, Nigeria's northwestern region. The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Zubaida Umar, said the agency responded after receiving reports that a boat conveying over 50 passengers to Goronyo Market had capsized. She explained that the operation is being conducted in collaboration with local authorities, divers, and other emergency responders. And the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China in Lagos, in collaboration with the West Africa Association for the Promotion of Peaceful Reunification of China, has hosted a special documentary reception to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. The gathering, which took place over the weekend, brought together diplomats, academics, community leaders, and cultural stakeholders, providing not only a screening but also a space for dialogue and reflection on the lessons of history and the ongoing pursuit of global peace. TV360's Comfort Samuel completes this next report.
The 1941 Lisbon Maru incident, in which over 1,800 British prisoners of war who were captured in Hong Kong and locked up inside a sinking vessel by Japanese forces, remains one of the darkest episodes of the war. Yet the courage of local Chinese fishermen who risked their lives to rescue survivors stands as a lasting testament to humanity and compassion in the face of brutality. As the documentary unfolds, it vividly captures not only such tragedies, but also the courage and resilience of Chinese people during one of history's darkest chapters, immersing the audience in the struggles and triumphs of those who stood bravely against aggression and fascism, and underscoring the enduring importance of unity, collaboration, and the preservation of peace. Nationals of China in Nigeria urged the audience to draw inspiration from the resilience of the prisoners of war and the bravery of the Chinese fishermen, stressing the need for renewed international cooperation to promote peace and understanding among nations.
Talk about during the Second World War, how Chinese fishermen saved the British prisoners who was in that ship and which was attached by Japanese army.
That time, Japanese invade China, all right, and that China is a little bit weak because the civil war, this or that. Okay, because Chinese people, we never give up. We stand up. So we Chinese people use the 14 years, use blood and life.
From the documentary of this show, you can really feel we only live once. So from the war, it's going to affect so much. Even you survive after the war, but it affects so much of your mindset. So the best way, no war, only peace.
Emphasizing that honoring the past creates a solid foundation for cooperation, mutual growth, and enduring friendship between nations. Nigeria's former ambassador to China, Wole Koka, described the screening as a bridge to strengthen Nigeria-China relations through a deeper appreciation of their shared histories.
It shows the need for not only resistance, but for survival over difficulties. That what you go through today is certainly not the end of the story. You must be resistant to all evils.
Representing the academic community, Adetoro Banwo of the Department of Linguistics, African and Asian Studies at the University of Lagos commends China's spirit of solidarity and compassion, highlighting that lasting development depends on peace and mutual support.
I think one significant thing about this documentary is that it brings to the focus the strength of people in surviving despite all hardship, the will, the strength to hold on, the hope of a better life. And then they believe that the nationalistic spirit that lives in us would always strive despite our challenges and despite our difficult situations.
Looking at the Chinese fishermen that helped the POWs from the Lisbon Maru boat, honestly, for me as a student, it's showing that no matter where I find myself, I should be able to help people irrespective of their race, irrespective of their nationality.
The Lisbon Maru documentary screening served not only as a remembrance of history, but also as a reaffirmation of China's commitment to global peace, dialogue and cooperation, an enduring message as the war marks the 80th anniversary of victory. Comfort Samuel, TV 360 News, Lagos.
We'll take a short break. When News Now returns, Pakistan resumes rescue operations in flood-hit areas as death toll from flash flood surpasses 300. Stay with us for details. Thank you for joining News Now again. Let's give you a recap of our main stories. At least 2 people have been confirmed dead and 4 others injured following a bomb explosion in Konduga local government area on Sunday evening in Borno State. According to community sources, the victims, 6 young boys, mistook the explosive device for metal scrap and picked it up. The bomb reportedly detonated while they were transporting it to Ajari village within the local government area. We also told you that Nigeria's joint forces have achieved a major counter-terrorism breakthrough with the capture of 2 senior leaders of the Al-Qaeda-linked Ansaru group, marking a critical setback for the group since its emergence in 2012. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu told reporters in Abuja that the suspects identified as Mahmoud Muhammad Usman, also known as Abu Bara, and Mahmoud al-Nigeria, also called Malam Mahmouda, follows month-long intelligence-driven operations conducted between May and July 2025. In case you missed any of our news bulletins, so for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on X, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. Let's shift over to business. Okwayemi Owosheni has the latest. Over to you, Okwayemi.
Thank you, Simi, and welcome to Business News. The Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, CPPE, says Nigeria's latest inflation report suggests that the macroeconomic environment is beginning to stabilize though significant risks remain. On August 15, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, released its July 2025 inflation data, showing the nation's headline inflation rate eased to 21.88%, down from 22.22% recorded in June 2025. In a statement issued on Sunday, CPPE's Chief Executive Officer Muda Yusuf described the figures as presenting a mixed picture of the Nigerian economy. According to him, the decline reflects gradual improvements in key economic indicators. However, he cautioned that persistent structural and policy-related risk could threaten price stability, underscoring the need for sustained and proactive policy intervention. We'll go on a break now and be back with updates from the stock markets. Welcome back. Now, the Nigerian equities market began the first weekday of trading on a positive note, increasing slightly by 0.07%. That's after the series of losses recorded last week. Now, in the aggregate, we see 127 equities participating in trading, ending on a positive note as 43 stocks advanced and 27 stocks declined. Now, UPDC led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation to close at 7 naira 15 kobo per share. It was followed closely by Eco Insurance, also with a 10% share price increase. Now, by the end of the session, over 1 billion shares exchanged hands across 38,137 deals, worth more than 15 billion naira. Now, when we compare this with the previous NGX trading day, that's Friday, the 15th of August, today's data shows a 24% decline in the number of volume, 8% improvement in turnover, but 19% improvement in the number of deals. Now, let's now head to the global market, where it's a similar situation as our global global indices maintained a bullish trade, making our global indices, that's the UK FTSE, the US Dow Jones, and Japan's Nikkei, to end in the bulls, as you can see on the screen behind me. Now, in the forex markets, the naira traded at 1,550 naira to the United States dollar, 2,100 naira to the pound, and 1,800 naira to the euro. Still under pressure across board, but slightly trying to catch up with the pressure. And that's it on both business and stock market reports. Back to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Great job, Dr. Kweyemi. Thank you very much. Moving to Pakistan now, authorities have resumed rescue and relief operations in the country's northwest after heavy rainfall and flash floods has left more than 300 people dead. Officials confirmed this on Monday. The National Disaster Management Authority reported that torrential rains, which began on Friday, triggered widespread devastation across several northern districts. Most of the casualties occurred in flash floods, while mud and rock slides in the hilly regions destroyed homes, buildings, vehicles, and personal belongings. Rescue efforts were briefly suspended due to the intensity of the rainfall, but have now restarted as authorities race to reach affected communities and provide relief for survivors. And Myanmar's ruling junta has announced that long-delayed national elections will be held on December 28, even as a brutal civil war rages and international observers dismiss the planned vote as a sham. The country has been in crisis since February 2021, when the military toppled the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi, alleging widespread electoral fraud claims that remain unsubstantiated. The coup has sparked mass protests, which have since evolved into a nationwide armed resistance against military rule. And on sports, the 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League season is set to begin on Friday, August 22, 2025, featuring 20 teams competing in what promises to be a thrilling campaign. This year marks the 54th edition of Nigeria's Top Flight Football League and the 36th since its professionalization, continuing under its current NPFL branding. The opening fixture will see defending champions Remo Stars FC face off against Rivers United FC at Remo Stars Stadium, with kickoff scheduled for 4 p.m. And FIFA President Gianni Infantino has described the alleged incident of racial abuse during 2 German Cup matches over the weekend as unacceptable. On Sunday, the first-round tie between Lokomotiv Leipzig and Schalke was temporarily halted after winger Christopher Antril Ajayi reported being racially abused by home supporters. In a separate match on the same day, a player alleged racial abuse from a spectator during their clash with RSB Eintracht. In a statement released on Monday, Infantino said FIFA will continue to closely monitor these incidents and pledge to work with the German Football Association to strengthen efforts in the fight against racism. And that's it on News Now. Thank you very much for staying with us. We'll see you again next time.